Hello and welcome to chemcad tutorial. In this tutorial, we will review some basic elements of chemcad. So let's start running chemcad on your computer. And before we get into any of that, I would like to make a general comment concerning chemcad. So chemcad is basically a simulation program which helps you model chemical operations without actually having to perform that operation physically. So therefore, chemcad is only a tool. And how much chemcad or that tool is beneficial to you depends on how well you understand the concepts that you learned in class. So if you're having trouble with concepts learned in class, using chemcad will give you even more trouble. So let's start with the actual tutorial now. Now this is the general interface of chemcad. Let's start first with changing the unit. To change the unit, we go to the main toolbar and choose Format, and then go to Engineering Units. This window will open up and we can set the measurement units using it. We usually use seconds or hours for time. For this tutorial we will be using seconds. For mass or flow we will be using moles, and let's set the temperature to Celsius. The pressure, let's set it to atmosphere, and the enthalpy to kilojoules. We can also use one of these shortcut buttons to set up these measurement units depending on which one you choose. After you customize your unit selection, you can actually save your profile so you won't have to reset it every time you go into chemcad. And since we will be working with mole fraction, let's go to options and references and choose the component flow to mole fractions. And now let's save our profile. Then let's hit OK. Now chemcad will save these unit measurements, so every time you go into chemcad you'll have the same units every time. And to change these units you simply would go again to Format and then Engineering Units and reset them. Now let's set the flow units. So we will go to Report, Set Flow Units, and we will set the flow units to mole fractions. And then hit OK. So now let's enter the components that we will be using in our simulation. Click on the component icon which looks like a methane molecule. This Select Components window will open up. On the left-hand side of the window is a list of components in chemcad database, while on the right-hand side is a list of components in your simulation. Obviously right now we don't have any components in your simulation, so let's enter some. For example, let's enter ethanol. Under the search bar, let's type ethanol. Note that it scrolls to methanol in the list on the left-hand side. That's because the word methanol contains the word ethanol embedded in it. So let's click Next to find the next component with the word ethanol in it. When ethanol is highlighted, click on the little arrow button in the middle of the window. This adds ethanol to your component list. Repeat this process and add water, benzene, ethyl benzene, and toluene to your list, and then click OK. After clicking OK, the thermo wizard will open. Click OK again. Another window will pop up recommending NRTL as the selected K. Click OK again. A thermodynamics setting window will open. Let's click OK again. And since it was recommended that we use NRTL, a list of NRTL parameters will open. Let's click OK again. You can always access the thermodynamic setting window by going to the gamma button. In this case, let's use the UNIFAC model. Then let's click OK.